Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Joey Silvestri with your Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. So we're going to start out looking over Doak Campbell Stadium, and you'll see the early happenings of a beautiful sunset over the stadium. It's currently 85 degrees outside with northwest winds at 9 miles per hour, as it was another hot one here in Tallahassee. Looking throughout the Big Bend region, we're seeing those mid-80s throughout most of the region, a little bit cooler up into Thomasville and southern Georgia and down by the coast, but another hot day. Looking at our GFS snowfall totals for the next few days, we're going to see a lot of rain coating the northern part of the country, 49 inches of rain inches of snow down in Mount Shasta. So we'll talk about that more on as we go through the show. But looking at our headlights tonight, another week and we're going to have another one of those wintry systems moving through. The spring has officially sprung here in the south, and then what beaches, we'll be talking about the beaches here for spring break next week. All this and more on FSU Weather.
It's the last Tuesday show before we start spring break. I'm student meteorologist Caitlin McKinney.
And I'm student meteorologist Nico Sapienza, and it was a warm Tuesday for us. We actually broke the record high at 88 degrees today.
That's so warm. It's definitely feeling a lot like summer.
Yeah, it definitely is. But we do have spring starting in a few days officially, so we can see we're well above average for this time of the year.
Oh yeah, but I love spring. I think it's so much fun to see the flowers, but the flowers also bring their own kind of like annoyance, right?
Yeah, they definitely do. Our pollen levels are extremely high right now, and as we do get some frontal systems through the area within the next week, that's going to make it windy, and that's only going to spread the pollen more.
Yeah, I was out in my car today, and it's completely yellow. It's just covered in pollen, and I'm sneezing all the time. It's like the worst.
Yeah, my friends' cars are all covered in pollen too, and it gets to the point where I went hiking last week, and even my shoes were covered with pollen with how much we have.
It's just like so annoying, and we have all these hot temperatures, but I love spring, and we get to spring forward soon, so we are back on that good hours for sunset, and it's all going to be really exciting. But we're going to check a little bit closer to home in Tallahassee. Sloan's going to help us out and talk about Tallahassee.
Thank you so much, Nico and Caitlin. Yes, absolutely. It's super, super warm here in Tallahassee today. Right now it's 85 degrees. It is partly cloudy with a little bit of a breeze, so hopefully not too bad, but 85 is definitely very, very warm. As you guys can see, we do have a lot of record-breaking temperatures going on recently. We just broke the record yesterday. It was 88 degrees, so 1 degree above our record high. And then actually today we also broke our record. 8 out of the last 13 days we experienced record-breaking highs. So in Tallahassee and kind of all around that Big Bend region, we've been experiencing super, super warm temperatures. And then like we kind of just discussed, this is our temperature almanac. So today's high, 88, broke the average absolutely, and then also definitely broke the 87 degree record high. So like I said, super, super warm lately. And then we can kind of just see that kind of be continuing over our current temperatures. All around the Big Bend region is super, super warm. Tallahassee is kind of our warm spot right here, sitting at 84 degrees. Like usual, towards the coast, it's cooling down just a little bit. And then our dew point temperatures are also staying pretty warm, which is creating a little bit of mugginess, a little bit of humidity. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's a little bit less bad towards the coast, but around 70 in Monticello. And then as you guys can see right here, we have our current radar. As of right now, we're not experiencing too much precipitation, so that's pretty good. But we do have a little bit of spots, a little bit towards the north of us, but nothing bad so far. And then tonight's low temps are actually looking a lot more like the average temps that we're supposed to be experiencing for this time of year. So those low temperatures are hovering around the 60-degree mark, down towards the coast, a little bit warmer, Apalachicola, 67. But as you guys can see, it's definitely hovering around that 60-degree mark. And then tomorrow's high temps, we're going to be cooling down just a little bit. Still pretty warm for this time of year in the mid-70s, upper 70s, down towards the coast. A little bit cooler at 72 in Apalachicola. But those temperatures should be cooling off just a little bit as we head into tomorrow. And then that future radar, the winds are going to be picking up just a little bit tomorrow and into Thursday. A little bit of precipitation going on, which is hopefully going to have us be have a little bit of a reprieve from those super hot temperatures. Hopefully not too bad. And then our marine forecast, in case you guys did want to hit up the beach, should be super, super nice in Panama City, 77. So great day for a beach day for sure. And then our hourly forecast, going to be really, really nice tomorrow afternoon, 77. And then our 7 days also looking pretty nice. On Friday, we might be experiencing some storms, but it should be a little bit cooler temperatures. So hopefully a little bit cooler temperatures should let us continue off with the week, right? And then as we move into Tuesday, 66 degrees, so definitely a little bit cooler than normal. So Priscilla, what are we looking like for the rest of Florida?
Yes, thank you, Sloan. The rest of Florida is looking pretty hot. Right now we're taking a look at our area cameras, and we're taking a look at our beaches throughout Florida. As we know, spring break is coming up next week. We've got Jacksonville Beach, Sunny Isles, Lake Okeechobee, and Duck Key, Florida. All these beaches are looking absolutely gorgeous, very minimal cloud coverage. For our temperatures, we've got sitting at upper 70s and mid 80s with a very warm spot here in Tallahassee, 84 degrees, and stretching to 79 down in Key West. So generally pretty warm temperatures and with a little bit of cloud coverage. For our dew points, we're seeing pretty higher dew points. It's a little muggy, but it's not too close, but again, pretty moist still. And so we're feeling that hotness, and it's probably not helping your hair that much. For our satellite and radar, again, we're sitting pretty clear, not seeing too much precipitation throughout the state of Florida, just very scattered, but nothing too much, not even a lot of cloud coverage. So again, that sun is really just hitting you very hard. For our future radar, we do see that cloud coverage start to build up throughout the week and then getting really intense on Thursday and into Friday, and that's when we're going to see rain chances start to build up and affect parts of the Florida state. For our city outlooks, Miami, again, looking pretty warm, 83 tomorrow, and with very small chances for rain. The low is dipping a little bit to 68 on Friday, but that won't offer much relief from the heat. Orlando, if you want to head out to Disney or Universal, could be a good day to go ahead and do that. We see our lows dipping to 60 and 61 on Thursday and Friday, but again, those highs are staying pretty high. But again, higher chance for rain on Friday at 40%. Tampa, again, same deal. We're seeing high temperatures tomorrow, 85, and then our lows dipping Thursday and Friday, but still our highs are in the lower 80s. And then for Jacksonville, my hometown, very high chance for rain on Friday, 80%. We're going to see a system move through and cool things off at 56 degrees on Thursday. We haven't seen the 50s in a while, so that's something nice to see to offer a little bit of relief from the heat. Pensacola, we're seeing those rain chances on Thursday and Friday, 50 and 40%, and cooling down to 67. But again, our highs are still very high, so we're really breaking those record temperatures. It's not offering very pleasant conditions for us. For our red tide status, these are showing areas in Florida that have algae blooms, so you really do not want to get out to the beach in these areas along the west coast, southern west coast of Florida, and we can see these algae blooms start to be very dangerous, and you might see dead fish on the beach, and that's very tragic. So tomorrow's temperatures, we're seeing mid-80s, so it's going to be very hot. But Joey, what's it looking like for the rest of the southeast?
Yes, Priscilla, yes, definitely very hot in the southeast and also, like you just said, in Florida. So taking a look at the temperatures throughout the southeast, we're going to see the mid-80s throughout majority of the southeast, especially as we get down into Florida. It's a little bit cooler if we go up to the north in cities such as Little Rock, but overall it's pretty warm in the southeast. These dew points also show this, as we do have a pretty moist column of air throughout majority of the southeast, a little bit drier up into northeastern Georgia and South Carolina, and down into South Florida because those temperatures are so high. But overall, definitely some moisture as we look through the southeast. And what this will reflect as we look at the upper level water vapor, we'll see some of this moisture definitely in the western regions of the southeast, more prominently than in the southeastern, especially down into Florida, where we'll see that dry air, especially moving through Miami and a lot of the very eastern coast states of the southeast. So looking at the radar currently, we do see some of that rain over in Arkansas moving through, and also some spotty showers here in the Florida Panhandle and in southern Alabama and Georgia, but nothing currently, at least, that's super significant in terms of rain. There will be a few, as you'll see here in the future radar, some storms and showers move through Arkansas into Memphis and Mississippi over the next day or so, and this will keep on occurring throughout Wednesday, and as you can see, even into Thursday, we'll have some rain throughout Arkansas. but this should stay north of states like Florida and Louisiana and really hit the northern part of the southeast more with this rainfall. So here's some more looks at the rainfall. We'll see that this rain will probably bring us anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, maybe even up to 3 inches in some isolated spots throughout northern Mississippi, Tennessee, into Arkansas. But throughout the rest of the southeast, we're just going to be seeing about an inch, and that's on a higher end, especially for like Florida and southern Georgia and Alabama. So the rain will be more prominently in the northern parts of the southeast. So for tomorrow's high temperatures, you'll see it'll be a little bit cooler as we get up to the north into Arkansas and northern Mississippi and Tennessee, with the high temperatures in the 50s and 60s due to most of that rainfall that'll be happening throughout the day. But here in Florida, those hot temperatures are still hot. 85 in Tampa, 85 in Miami. So if you're looking to escape the heat, Florida's not the place to be right now. It might cool down over the next week or so, but still today and tomorrow we're going to be hot. Tonight's temperatures, we'll see that the temperatures are going to be in the 60s, even 70 for the low in New Orleans, which for March, a low in the 70s is kind of crazy. But as we get up north into Nashville and Tennessee, those low temperatures are around 45, so definitely cooler up there. Looking at the 3-day outlook for Myrtle Beach, you'll see that the temperatures are in the mid-60s throughout the next couple of days. And then on Thursday, we'll see that rainfall move in. Those temperatures will be in the 70s, but an 80% chance of rain on Friday. So definitely have your umbrellas if you're going to work on Friday or just enjoying your Friday right before spring break starts. In West Palm Beach, we'll see a little bit smaller of a chance of rain, 20%, 10% over the next few days. And those temperatures are a little bit cooler than they have been. Upper 70s as our highs Thursdays and Fridays. So I'm sure that the West Palm Beach people down there in South Florida are looking forward to those temperatures a little bit cooler than they have been. Now we're going to look over at Key West, and we're going to see the same type of thing. Temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s, but the chance of rain is a little bit higher in Key West. So Nico, a lot of heat in the southeast. How are we looking at for the national?
Thank you, Joey. Yeah, we do have two different types of the country, or two different parts of the country, kind of divided by the cold front. You can see here, Kansas City 48, Dallas at 75. So you can see that there's a very big difference in the temperatures as you're north of the front or south. Look at Tallahassee down here, 84 degrees at almost 6:30 in the evening. That is well above average for this time of the year. And even Seattle at 50 is pretty warm, but then you've got the polar air up in Bismarck, North Dakota, Billings, Montana, and you have frigid temperatures there. If you have any friends or family up there, you may want to let them know that they're going to be cold for the next few days. But as you can see, you can even see where the moisture, where the dry line is along the front. 66-degree dew point in Dallas-Fort Worth, 34-degree dew point in Kansas City. So you have a pretty solid gradient here of where you're having the moist air. And as you can see, Florida is well in the warm and moist air, although we do have a weak cold front coming in from the northeast tomorrow. Tomorrow will be much cooler than today was. It will still be above normal, however. And here's the front we're all talking about right now. It's stationary right now over northern Texas, Oklahoma, all the way out through California, and it is going to start to move to the south a little bit. As you can see, it's over to Carolinas and Georgia. This is going to creep southward over the next day or so. But here's where we have our major story right now. Mount Shasta, Northern California, Southern Oregon, they're under winter weather advisories right now, and they're going to have up to 4 feet of snow in this area. I would love to chase that if I could, but I can't. But that's a lot of snow, and that would be really fun to experience sometime. But if you have friends or family out here, you may want to let them know to expect a large amount of snow over the next few days. Winter storm watches, winter storm warnings, all throughout Northern California and these mountains up here. And then as you go to the east, you have more winter weather advisories, watches, and warnings across the Dakotas and parts of the Midwest. You do have some areas under a winter storm warning even in the Dakotas. So this is another area. If you have family and friends in the Dakotas, northern Nebraska, and parts of the upper Midwest, you might want to let them know to be safe if they need to travel over the next couple days as this system comes through. And as you look at your current radar, we do have a marginal risk of severe storms with hail across parts of Texas and Oklahoma. You're not seeing much in the way of storms right now, but later this evening and into tonight and into tomorrow as well, you could see some storms with hail along the dry line. You've got pretty cold air behind us, though. Look at Kansas. You've got snow in Kansas southeastern Colorado and parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle. And here's your snow totals across the northern part of the country. As you can see, here's where we got our winter weather advisories in the upper Midwest. You got a few inches here, but what really sticks out right now is 49 inches. That's over 4 feet of snow in Mount Shasta. In Bear Valley, you have almost 3 feet of snow. So that whole area in the mountains, you're going to have a lot of snow. If you're skiing, this would probably be a good time to do it with fresh snowfall. And then the smaller system over to upper Midwest, Iowa seems to be the bullseye for this system with 7 inches of snow, but you also could have 7 inches in Chicago, and that's a major metro area, so you may need to be careful as you're driving to and from work. So, and as there's a cam from Columbia, South Carolina, it looks like it's pretty nice there, but as we look at our marine alerts right now, we do also have small craft advisories, so if you're going to go boating this week, you may want to pay attention to that as well. And then here's your precipitation outlook as you go into spring break. It's going to be wet in the west, dry in the east, it looks like. So if you're going to be traveling for spring break, you should be aware of that. But now I'm going to pass things off to the desk with Joey and Priscilla.
Thank you, Nico. And today, on today's desk segment, we're going to be taking a look at beach safety. So there's a lot of things you want to think about before you head to the beach. Lots of different conditions can affect your beach experience, such as wind can kick up sand, rip currents are very dangerous. Have you ever been in a rip current, Joey?
I have not been in a rip current, but I've gone to the beach a lot, and it's important to know what to do if you are caught in a rip current. So rip currents are quick currents of water that are moving away from the shore. And if you're caught in one, you don't want to panic or anything, just relax, because they're not going to pull you straight under.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to swim directly to the shore. You want to swim parallel until you're out of the rip current. And if you're unable to, make sure to float or calmly tread water. One time I actually believe I got caught in a rip current, and it was very scary. I was with some friends early in the morning. Really, we didn't know what to do, so you really want to make sure you do know what to do if you're ever caught in a rip current.
Definitely. Very important to know what to do in the case that you are in a rip current. Another thing that you got to worry about are when you get there, looking at the flags that you'll see when you're at the beach and knowing what they mean, because each flag color has a different meaning behind it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you see 2 red flags, water is closed to the public, do not enter the water. It's very hazardous and dangerous. Red is high hazard, yellow, medium hazard, green, low hazard, and purple is stinging marine life. So again, you might not know what that purple is unless you really are aware of your beach safety tips and tricks.
That's right. It's definitely important to know what everything means as you arrive to the beach. And if you're there and a storm pops up, go indoors until the storm passes. And make sure you know your red tide forecast. As we mentioned earlier, there is red tide, especially down into southwestern Florida. So it's important to know that. So now we're going to go on to Mount Shasta in California and hear some about that.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to travel up to the northern part of California. Definitely a different story than we're experiencing right now. We have really warm temperatures. We've got beach weather ahead, but Mount Shasta does not have beach weather ahead. And we're breaking record temperatures, and they're definitely not. They've got lots of snow in the forecast for them. But just to give you guys some fun facts about it, it's the second tallest volcano in the Cascade Range. So that range is in the northern part of California. It's peaking about 14,000 feet, so definitely high up there. That's why they're getting all of that snow. And they've got the highest snow potential for the GFS model that we saw earlier with Nico's forecast. They have 7 official glaciers, the largest one being the Whitney Glacier, which I think I've heard a little bit about, but I don't really know all the facts about the Whitney Glacier personally. But they currently have snow right now, and that's going to be the forecast for the next couple of days, as we'll see. They're sitting at 32 degrees, definitely a chilly one. And look at that, everyone's kind of in the area is kind of sitting in those really cold temperatures, mostly in the 30s and 40s, so definitely a different story than we're seeing here in the southeast. And look at that, most of them are getting snow right now. One of them is getting a little bit of sun, but everyone's just kind of feeling that. And that's going to be the story for the next 3 days. Here's a look at our radar. It's going to show all of that snow. This is the one, this is a current radar, but even our future radar is going to show a very similar story. We've got really low temps there tonight. It's not going to be much different than their temperatures right now because they've got all of that cloud cover from the snowstorms that they're having. So they're only dipping a little bit, but everyone around Mount Shasta is going to be seeing temperatures below freezing. So definitely going to be a cold one. Here's a look at that future radar that's going to be showing all of that snow moving on through. This is for Wednesday. They're going to have a little bit of a break Wednesday night into Thursday. You'll see that, but it comes right on back full steam ahead, even stronger than they're seeing today. And you might think, oh, they're going to have a break and the snow's finally going to stop. But it really doesn't stop. On Friday, they still have snow coming. That's when they're going to see that 4 feet of snow potential the next couple of days. So they have a very different story than we have here with all of that snow in the forecast. Here's a look at it really increasing. Mount Shasta is going to be the biggest one. Everyone around them is still going to get lots of snow, though. But look at that, 49 inches. That's a lot of snow. I personally hate the cold, so I'm not going to be in Nico's boat where I'm going to want to go storm chase. I'm going to probably go to South Florida and Key West where it was beautiful. Everywhere else around there is still getting a lot of snow as well. Most areas looking at about 30 inches of snow, so that's almost 3 feet of snow. So just a lot of winter weather warnings available for them. Here's a look at that 3-day outlook. Definitely going to have, look at all that snow in the forecast. Friday it says rain, but I would not be surprised looking at that future snowfall that it will turn to snow or at least mixed precipitation where you're going to have freezing rain. And that's going to cause icy roads, which is another issue in itself. So they just need to really be prepared for all of this winter weather that they're going to be experiencing. But Sloan's going to talk about how we don't have winter weather here. We have gorgeous weather for Tallahassee.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Caitlin. I know spring break is right upon us, but I don't think I'm going to be heading to California for this spring break. So even though spring break is right upon us, like I said, we do have about a week left on campus. So let's see what the weather is looking like. So currently on Landis, it is a beautiful 84 degrees. It'd be great to go ahead and go take a walk or something like that. And this is our FSU Sportsplex. Again, it'd be a great night to walk around, maybe hang out with some friends, anything like that. And then tonight, it's going to cool down just a little bit at 62 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy, and the wind is going to be calm. So, like I said, if you want to, head out to College Town, anything like that, it would definitely be a great night to do that. Maybe spend some time with some friends on campus. And it is going to be a pretty good night to stargaze. The conditions are very, very clear. So maybe grab some friends, sit in a blanket on Landis, and go ahead and go stargaze because it's going to be some pretty good conditions. And if you are in the mood for a late night drive, again, really good conditions for that too. Around 11 p.m. it's going to be 71, so a little bit cooler than what we saw earlier today, but perfect for a nice late night drive with the windows open. And then if you are expecting to be at the airport anytime soon, as of right now, there are not any delays. The weather's looking pretty good, partly cloudy, so we're not expecting any delays or anything bad on that front. And then if you do feel like walking your dog maybe tomorrow morning, it's going to be really, really nice. 7 a.m., 62 degrees, and then pretty quickly warming up to 70 at 11 a.m., but definitely a great morning to walk your dog. And then if you were thinking about heading towards the beach, Panama City Beach is 77 in the air and 72 in the water, which sounds pretty beautiful to me. Maybe if anyone's heading to Panama City Beach for spring break, I'd definitely be looking forward to that. The winds are pretty mild, so it's definitely a great day to just go out and sit on the beach. And then tonight, we're about to start our FSU baseball game at 7 p.m. Tonight's going to be absolutely beautiful, so definitely go out and support all of your Noles. I don't know if the game will last all the way to 11 p.m., but just in case it does, it's going to be 76 degrees at 11, so pretty beautiful night if you ask me. And then we are going to be having an international coffee hour on Friday at the Globe at FSU. It is going to be maybe a little bit rainy, so definitely be a perfect time to head inside from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and experience a really fun coffee hour. And then right here we have our 4-day outlook. Wednesday it's going to be 79, absolutely beautiful. Thursday 77. Those lows are going to be heading towards the mid 50s and the high 50s. And then on Friday we are looking like a little bit of some storms coming in, which is going to cool off the temperatures, making it around 77 on Saturday. But yeah, definitely going to be a very good break from all that hot weather that we've been having. Luckily, those storms are going to be cooling down the temperature quite a bit. So if you ask me, I'm definitely very excited for a little bit of a break from those super, super hot, record-breaking temperatures that we've been experiencing. So Nico, what does our last look at the local look like?
Thank you, Sloan. It actually is going to be nicer over the next few days. We do get a relief from the record heat. But right now we have to deal with 85 degrees, which we set a record at 88, as we already know today. But even at 6:30 in the evening, we're still well above normal and almost near to what the record high would be. You can't really see our sunset because we have some clouds in the distance from some scattered showers out to our west right now. But it is going to be a nice evening. I don't think they're quite going to make it here. But 84 degrees in Tallahassee right now. It's very warm and well above normal. So it's going to be a very nice evening. If you're at the baseball game, however, it's going to be, we're in the top of the fourth inning right now, and it's 3-0, I think. So it's going to be nice if y'all are there for the baseball game. The dew points right now, though, as you go along the coast, right now our dew points are pretty humid, pretty muggy. 63-degree dew point in Tallahassee, but as you go along the coast, you have your sea breeze coming in, and the dew point is almost near 70 degrees. At 68 in Apalachicola. These are summer-like dew points, so you're going to be dealing with that. You even have a little bit of an outflow boundary coming off of this shower right here near Bluntstown. That may get to Tallahassee, so we'll have to see if that does trigger any showers near us. If we're going to get any this evening, it will be firing along this. We do have some showers across southern Georgia as well, so if you're going to be out and about, just be aware of the potential light showers this evening. But 66 tonight, or 65 tonight in Tallahassee, that's well above normal. One more well above normal night tonight. So if you're going to be out and about, you got to be dealing with pretty warm temperatures. Tomorrow we might not hit 80, it's going to be 79. It's still going to be above normal even behind this boundary coming in from the northeast. So at least you're going to be dealing with some better temperatures than 88. That's definitely a little bit better than 88 degrees. As we take a look at our future radar, though, you do see our wind direction changes to the east, and then on Thursday we get some clouds in the area, and that may keep the temperatures even cooler on Thursday. That's expected to be our chilliest day of the week, but chilly is a relative term right now with how warm it's been. As we take a look at tomorrow, or hour by hour, it's going to be in the upper 70s by the time we hit into the afternoon. As we take a look at our 7 days, you're traveling for spring break Friday, some storms, a stronger cold front Sunday and Monday. We may have to watch the potential for severe weather with that one, so definitely pay attention to that. But now I'm going to pass things off to the closing desk with Caitlin and Priscilla.
All right, thank you, Nico. First, we want to wish a congratulations to Salone's first show today. You did absolutely amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, it was fun watching her do it. She's been doing tapes every Tuesday for a couple of weeks in a row, and seeing her on the show is just amazing.
Yeah, we love having our weathercasters on the show. But looking ahead, spring break is next week. Do you have any plans? Are you traveling anywhere?
Yeah, I'm traveling. I'm going to be going to Europe where it's also snowing like Mount Shasta, but it's okay. I think I'll survive.
Yeah, you should be okay. Even though you're from Florida,
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
I've always been called a Florida girl. I literally hate the cold, so I think everyone's making fun of me for going to Europe. They're not like, oh, she's going to Europe. They're like, oh, she's going to freeze and never come back.
Yeah. I'm heading to Boston, which will also be cold, but I do like the cold, and I've been wanting a little break from the heat, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm happy for you, you know? I mean, if that's your fancy, then go right on ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But if you're staying here in Florida, heading to the beaches for spring break, remember to keep in mind your beach safety tips. Be aware of the red tide in Southwest Florida on those beaches. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
You can also like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And you're probably watching us live right now on YouTube at FSU Weather. So make sure to subscribe and hit that like button.
And you can follow us on Instagram. We post so many fun things on Instagram, so definitely follow us on Instagram.
And don't forget to follow us on TikTok as well at FSU Weather. We're posting lots of fun content. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Priscilla Vijalta.
And I'm student meteorologist Caitlin McKinney.
Have a great night.